About time for another Coach Life. You know, they say, be careful what you wish for. And it's true. I didn't realize how profound it was, though. Be careful what you wish for. It means pay attention to what you desire. Pay attention to what you desire. Isn't that the simplest, cleanest? What you pay attention to accrues. Got me looking like a piece of fried chicken again. All right, heard you. That's all right. I had a good anointing. What's that stuff called? I forget, but Rose got it for me. It's fire. Aura Glow, something like that. Edgar Casey put together this. Anyways, I got sidetracked. Careful what you wish for. Be mindful what you pay attention to. We all have, yesterday's video was about momentum, right? And it ended abruptly, but it was about the magnitudes of momentum, meaning these are all just, let me get visual with you. Something that I've worked on for years and years and years, like sacrifice, all of that, that has enormous momentum. Even if it hasn't produced desired results, I have faith that it has enormous momentum. I know how the universe works. That's a law. So even what's that bamboo seed? There's one particular bamboo seed where for 5 years, it's planted in the ground for 5 years before it sprouts, before it breaks ground. 5 years, right? So that is significant momentum. So I was talking about the magnitudes of momentum, and some things are just, you know, if you're trendy, if you go with what other people are saying, fads, social media driven, you never really generate momentum with the magnitude that you want to sustain. So in looking at magnitudes of momentum, you can just see that there's some things with short magnitudes, some things with, you know, the resonance is real. And then like things with depth, gravitas, they attract each other. So two black holes will find each other and that's the part that Einstein couldn't get and kind of tormented Einstein. Why he called quantum entanglement spooky action at a distance. Why I realized that there are things far faster than the speed of light. And I thought I was crazy because I was like, oh, wait, I just disproved Einstein's theory of relativity, because there are things that are faster than the speed of light. And I realized it through a Nas song. But to make it clear for you today, you can have two subatomic particles, and any action on one of the particles will be the exact action or the exact opposite action on the other particle, no matter where the other one is. It could be here, the other one could be in Switzerland, the other one could be in Nebula 469832. You spin that one counterclockwise, the other one immediately will spin clockwise, counterclockwise. All right? And so Einstein called that spooky action at a distance, where the quantum physicists kind of developed the physics is it's actually resonance. So everything is connected. That's not debatable. I mean, you can debate anything, but everything is connected. The science that got lost on Einstein, because he constantly revisited the old systems and still had a kind of like blind faith in the old systems. The thing that got lost is that things are entangled because of attraction, and that attraction has to do with resonance. It's not just their properties. So anyways, sidetracked. We're talking about magnitudes of momentum, and what you pay attention to accrues resonance over time. So just think about it. If you are constantly fracturing your attention, social media, just like if you're just constantly going like this, what are you're losing one of your greatest powers. You're giving away your superpower. So the people that you see that they're speaking a whole nother language. The people that you don't see, who are just, putting in that monk mode work, they're speaking a whole nother language. They're in a whole different reality. So when I look at social media, what I see mostly is like mental health issues at various stages in their timelines. And I wish I could say something to help, but I know I would only be feeding the fire, because anything I say to address it, people will feel attacked, because it kind of is an attack. If I was to go on Facebook and say, mostly what I see here is mental health issues and we need to love ourselves more, they'll say, well, how do I love myself more? We need to find better people to follow. Well, who do you suggest do I follow? And it's like, really, you just need to be around people who are authentic. Like when you're around people who are authentic, you start to figure it out without any, it's not rocket science. It's a feeling. So if I'm around people who are comfortable in their own skin, I'm not talking about perfection here. Like most of the people that I'm around normally, well, I'm by myself quite often, but most of the people that I'm around normally, like we are tragically flawed. Like we did some of the most heinous stuff in life. We're not perfect, but we know who we are. So when you're around people who are like, okay, they know, they had that life experience, they know what they're focused on now. They made their mistakes early. Life did what they did. That's one of the most therapeutic things you could do. Be around some real people. Like, so structure your life so you're around some real people. When I look back to college and high school and adulting and all of that, I can't believe how lucky I was, the people I was around. Childhood, I had no clue. I was surrounded by angels. And they were angels because of their perspective on life. Some of the realest people you could have, like some of my closest friends, some of my family, loved ones, lovers, they're just some of the realest people. Like, man, I don't think it's a coincidence that most of them are black. It's like a very particular experience being black in America. It forces you to come to terms with who you really are really early. All right, last piece. This is a longer Coach Life. I apologize. We're talking about momentum, magnitudes of momentum, talking about quantum physics, talking about attention and how that generates momentum. I was playing ball yesterday. I had a youngin say, I think in about 10 years, I'm going to be a force. For real, like about 10 years. I said, how old are you? We just played a few games up and down. It was good basketball yesterday. I said, how old are you? 10 years. He said, I'm 21. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, by the time he's 31, yeah, he probably will be a force. But my initial reaction was like, why not now? But I didn't say that because And then I was thinking, he thinks he's going to be a force when he's 31. I'm 41. I didn't think I was a force at 31 more so than 21, but also I'm better now than I was at 21. So the whole thing was just like, man, perspective is powerful. So that's the wrap up. Perspective, momentum, magnitudes. Pay attention to what you pay attention to. So I don't think there's an easy way to say all of that, but one of the goals with the Coachlife videos is to just actually get my thoughts down so that I can revisit it and then see where I'm at. And if this is where I'm at, I feel great because I really have a good sense of, you know, coming back off of this weekend, there was a lot going on and I just had to, I don't know if it was the pollen or whatever, but I just had to rest. I couldn't do nothing. And on the vineyard, people like me, we start to do the shuffle. They call it the island shuffle. So it's about time for me to start, you know, figuring out what my next couple of months look like, where I'm going to live, what I'm going to do. And I'm in that mode. I have about a week or two left to move out of my winter rental, store some of my things. I'm going to have like a yard sale and all of that. And for a lot of people, that's like traumatic, you know, like, well, it's a lot to move so often. But for me, I look forward to the opportunity because every time I move, I get to give a lot of things away. I get to like unload and you know, at a certain point, my life just becomes two bags, a backpack and a duffel, a black backpack and a black duffel. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, Coach Life.